Hi, everybody, and welcome to Prep Sports Night Live. I'm Rich Estrella, along with Bob Gibson and the usual cast and crew, John Conti, Dan DeForest, and Elwood Brown. Happy you joined us tonight. And tonight we have Troy High School as our host school, and we got a lot of interviews planned, Bob.
We're going to talk to a lot of the Troy Warriors tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. They're having one heck of a season, 4-1 so far on the season. They're only lost a very close one to Foothill High School. But other than that, man, they've been running wild all over everybody in Orange County this year.
And we're going to find out how they're doing it when we talk to Coach here in a little bit. But let's get into the show. We have a lot to talk about. Bob, we're only going to recap 2 games from last week. Let's start with the big one, Los Alamitos against Rancho Santa Margarita.
A really big one.
Holy moly. 1,170 yards in total offense combined by both schools, unheralded.
Look at this score. 69-4. Are you kidding me?
And the game wasn't even that close.
Right?
I mean, it was close.
Look, Los Al was just running all up and down the field. What have I been saying the last couple of weeks? I want a signature win from Los Alamitos. I want to see something out of the Griffins. Well, guess what? They finally listened to what I was saying. They put up a big win over a Trinity League school. A lot of people think Santa Margarita is the third-place school out of the Trinity. They might be, but Los Alamitos showed what they're made of now. That's the big signature win. I think this really catapults Los Al into the rest of their season.
Bob, almost 800 yards between those two players right there. Damian Henderson, the running back for Los Alamitos, and Jackson Potter, the quarterback, who was involved in 6 touchdowns, 5 passing, 1 rushing, an amazing game. Nobody got ripped off in that ball game.
I think both defensive coordinators had a lot to answer for at the end of that one.
7 lead changes in the first half, 35-30 at halftime. But Los Alamitos' hurry-up offense was a little bit too much for Santa Margarita. They come away with the win. By the way, 1,170 total yards, as we mentioned. Santa Margarita had 612 yards of total offense. And Los Alamitos 558. But, man, those are numbers that some schools don't put up in 3 games.
We've talked a lot about private school versus public school, right? And here it is. Public school defeats private school in this one. And it's a Trinity League school.
Right.
Huge win for Los Al. You cannot underscore what a big win this is for Los Alamitos because Santa Margarita is a really good football team.
It's amazing. Great ball game. Like to see a lot of those type of games in the future. You know, you had two top 50 teams in the country going head-to-head. All right, let's continue on. The No Love Club Bowl. Edison San Clemente was another game everybody was looking at. And look at the total yards in this one, Bob. Very, very close, within like 19 yards or something like that, whatever that is. 21-6. This one was a barn burner. I mean, it was 9-7 at halftime. Third quarter, Edison, 2 major stops on 4th and San Clemente going for it. They stop and they turn them into touchdowns.
They're at least 2 of the top 3 public schools in Orange County, right? So we knew going in this was going to be a heck of a game. I thought Edison had the upper hand, and they did in this one. Edison is absolutely for real as well. San Clemente, that's a big win for the Chargers, and I think when they get into league play as well, I think this takes them in. I think they're the top team for Division II, however it shakes out, whatever division they end up in. I think it'll be D2 when they come out of it. But they really are the top public school team now in Southern California.
I was surprised about Parker Awad.
It's not named Centennial, excuse me.
Yeah, Parker Awad, the quarterback for Edison, has a big-time arm, a 60-yard touchdown pass. Yeah. That ball went about 55 yards in the air on a dime, on a rope, just went right to Hurley. And Hurley had 2 touchdowns on the night, but another great ball game. This is South Orange County just has some major teams. That South Coast Conference and, of course, the Sunset League are on a clash, man. 2 public school leagues with great teams from top to bottom.
And that's going to be a fun league when Edison gets into that league because there's a lot of good teams there, right? So it's not going to be easy, but I think a win like that shows you just how good Edison is.
Absolutely. All right, let's take a look at some games of interest upcoming this week. Canyon of Anaheim taking on Brea Linda, and this is going to be a good one for a number of reasons, Bob. We're looking at this game. It's a classic, offense versus defense. Canyon's averaging 44 points per game, and Brea Linda is only allowing other teams 12 points per game. So we're going to see what happens, man.
Something's got to give, right? We got to see if the Brea defense gives or the Canyon offense gives. I'll tell you, Canyon's got some good wins on their schedule this season as well. I'm really excited to get a look at this one and see how this one shakes out.
Depending upon what side of the ball you're on, it's a good defense beats a good offense, or a good offense beats a good defense. I don't know. But that's what we're looking for to that one. We want to see if Canyon is for real or if Brea's defense can stop. Right? All right, continuing on, let's take a look at the next game of interest. It's going to be Miracosta taking on Villa Park. And this game's going to be a good one for a lot of reasons. Again, Ansich licking his wounds on a couple of games.
Right.
Villa Park's not used to that. And the final score on this one, Miracosta is 3-1. Villa Park's 2-2 on the season. I know we have a blank thing up there on the key games, but this one's going to be good for a lot of reasons. They both played. There we go. They both played a similar preseason schedule. They both played similar. They're at the same juncture right now. But again, this is going to be one we're going to see if Villa Park can win this ball game. They're for real.
And Villa Park always plays a tougher non-league schedule, right? Jason Ansich not afraid to get in there, mix it up. By the time he gets to league play, he knows he's going to want to see some really good teams and get his team ready. He's always in it for the long haul, right? I'm sure he learned that from his father.
Absolutely.
The legendary Marion Ansich, right? Always mix it up early, get your team battle-tested, because when you get to the postseason, you're going to want to have a team that's already seen some good teams.
Absolutely. All right, let's continue on to our next game of interest. It's going to be El Rancho, 3-2, taking on Norwalk. And this is a gut check for Norwalk, Bob. El Rancho's played a better preseason schedule than Norwalk has, but, man, Norwalk's been putting up 59 games, I believe. 59 points per game.
Look, right, we can look at Norwalk's schedule and say, maybe it's not that strong, but they've won all the games, right? Yeah. They've won the games. The schedule put in front of you, they've won every game handily. You're exactly right. So Norwalk's coming in sky high with a lot of confidence, but you're right. El Rancho, 3-2, that would be a little deceiving. They played a much better schedule, much tougher. So I think this could easily be the other way around, which what you might think it would be going in.
Yeah, they're just tearing it up right now. Their average margin of victory right now, Norwalk, is 39 points.
Right. No, they've been beating
almost
teams
40.
So we'll see if that holds up. El Rancho brings a good team to this battle.
Yes, indeed. Let's take a look now at Redondo taking on West Torrance. Okay. Now you're going to ask yourself, what's going on here? 4-0, 2-2. How's this going to be a game of interest? Well, we're going to find out just how good Redondo is. They're coming in blowing everybody out. Like I said, this one looks like it should be a blowout on paper. But when you look at the strength of schedule, West Torrance has played, their opponents had a 10-7 record already on the season. And you come in here with Redondo Beach, the record there, 6-15.
Yeah. So that's another one where you go, what's the strength of schedule look like? 4-0, feasting on some teams that aren't maybe that good.
Yep.
West Torrance, like as you mentioned, much tougher schedule. So again, you have to say, right, you go 2-2, 4-0, but how tough are those schedules that they've had, faced in front of them? I think we're going to see some of these teams. We're going to see the real teams start to come out here in these next couple of weeks.
All right, let's go to the top 10s now, Larry, and see what's going on there. We're going to start with the Prep Sports Night Live top 10. It's kind of a combination of CIF and the city, and therefore we consider everybody when we do this.
Who's on top?
Level Up, and on top, of course, Mater Dei Bosco, Corona Centennial. That's how it is. Pretty much any poll you see anywhere, followed by Pauley, Los Al, who, again, we just talked about them. Long Beach Pauley has a really good team this year. We got to talk to Mike Cartabascio. He's the Long Beach guy about what's going on there with Pauley.
Right.
But Mission Viejo's going to be back in the mix. Santa Margarita, of course, drops to number 7, but no shame in losing to Los Al. Inglewood, Edison, and Chaminade round out the top 10.
I got to see Edison higher on this list. I need Edison higher, though. I think they've proven it.
They are in there. They're number 9.
No, I've said higher.
Oh, level up.
I want to see them higher on the list. Level them up,
they
right?
Level
them up.
They have to work it to get up, man. All right, let's take a look at the next one. The No Love Club. These are the schools that they're not Mater Dei or Bosco.
Right.
But this is the best of the rest. San Clemente in a loss to Edison is no shame. They remain number 1, followed by, they're the only team with a loss, by the way, that's in the No Love Club. Followed by Cypress, Restaurants, Long Beach, Jordan, Yorba Linda, everybody's favorite, Crean Lutheran, Ayala, Norwalk, Canyon, and Diamond Bar.
Let me give you a team now. Maybe not necessarily a No Love Club team, but Jay Serra, huge win. I was there on Friday night at the game. Huge win over Rancho Cucamonga, 34-18, and they took care of Rancho Cucamonga, who's always a good program. So I think we're going to see Jay Serra when we talk about the third place team in Trinity League. I think we'll see Jay Serra in the mix. So I'd like to see Jay Serra maybe a little bit there on the No Love Club somewhere.
All right, let's go to the national picture real quick before we go to John Conti. And on the national top 10, there we see Mater Dei, Bosco, Gorman, Chandler, Central Florida. That's a team. All they did was beat IMG Academy, and they catapulted into the top 10. We'll see what really happens. I don't think they have a game the rest of the way. St. Thomas Aquinas of Florida, Buford, Georgia, followed by Westlake, Texas, Chaminade, Florida, and Corona Centennial. I don't understand Chaminade, Florida being in this top 10, but we go through everything, we get the aggregate, and this is what we come up with.
This is what comes out.
And they're in there, and they haven't beaten any, haven't even left the state to play anybody. How do you get at number 9?
That's always a problem when you don't leave your state. We see some Texas teams do that every year, too. They never leave the state of Texas. So if you don't leave your state, I don't think you belong in a national top 10.
Look at Bosco. I mean, Bosco Mater Dei, they always reload.
They go
Gorman's
everywhere.
Reloaded. Bishop Gorman's only loss was to Mater Dei, and it was a very close game. Came down to a last-second field goal.
Centennial's only loss is to Mater Dei.
Yep. So a lot of Southern California is tied up in this national picture. They're in every level. Every level.
You got that right.
Absolutely. All right. John Conti is standing by. Let's go to John.
Hey, guys, hanging out on the patio with my new friend Kevin Dorn. Kevin Dorn, I apologize, from Next Gen, and I just want to thank Next Gen for being sponsors of Prep Sports Media. Kevin, welcome to the show.
Hey, happy to be here, guys.
And I understand you were one heck of an athlete yourself. You played several sports. I understand you played football and you wrestled.
I played football, wrestled, a little baseball here and there, had a blast, and happy to support Prep Sports for sure.
Well, thank you so much. It's always nice when we have somebody that's had the experience of playing, in high school, so you can really see and appreciate what goes on. So, tell me, what are your thoughts on this night and seeing all these kids out here celebrating their team?
You know what? This is awesome. What an incredible environment and a good chance for Next Gen to represent our brand and the community out here and support Troy High School. And I hope they get a big win on Friday night. Nothing like playing under the lights, that's for sure.
We are all rooting for Troy High School. Troy High School's in the city of Fullerton, and my good friend here from Next Gen, they do service Fullerton. So reach out to my friend Kevin at Next Gen for all of your plumbing, heating needs, whatever you need. Thank you so much, Kevin, for being out here. We cannot put on events like this without the good folks of Ream and the good folks of the people at Next Gen.
Hey, happy to help. We appreciate you guys for having our support here.
All right, back to you, Rich.
Thanks a lot, John. We appreciate it. We appreciate Next Gen, one of the sponsors. Along with Ream, Tankless, and Bob. I know you have the rest of them.
Yeah, we're going to go through our sponsor list right now because we want to thank all of our sponsors. They do so much for us, and we want to be sure we thank them big time. Rockin' Brews right here in the city of Tustin. That's where we're sitting right now. Thank you to Ryan and his entire crew. Classic comfort food with a rock and roll vibe. You got that one right. Ream Heating and Cooling, as Rich just talked about. Largest manufacturer of water heating products in North America. They are the new degree of comfort. Thank you to DeForest Realty. Like Dan always says, if he can drive there, he can sell there. Thank you, Dan, and DeForest Realty. Modern Woodman, securing the financial futures of its nearly 750,000 members since 1883. Thank you, Elizabeth Beltran, and all the good people at Modern Woodman. Lighthouse Escrow, where white glove service is the way they always do business. Thank you, Dustin Stevie, and the folks at Lighthouse.
Thank you, Bob.
When you need AC, we got Next Gen in there. When you need AC and plumbing services, call your handy neighbor, 8333 Next Gen. Level Up Cycle House in the city of Costa Mesa. If you're into spin, Max Quintana and his crew will take care of you at Level Up Cycle House. Suzuki Motorcycles and ATVs, engineered for the unexpected. And of course, Life Design Financial. Find the solutions you desire. Live the retirement you deserve. Thank you to Scott Warner and Life Design Financial.
All right, well, why don't you escort our guests up on set, and I'll sit here and try to kill some time for everybody. All right, Troy High School having a very good year this year in football. They're 4-1, and they're tearing it up. And they're in that freeway league, man. La Haber's been dominating. Thanks, Bob. They've been dominating. Hopefully somebody gets to step up this year and do some damage. But it's going to be a pleasure to talk to you. Coach Michael E. Chavez here in just a minute. Come on up, Coach. We're ready for you. And he's going to bring his quarterback, Ryan Matura, with him. And let's get on with it. Come on, man. Don't be scared. You got big old linemen chasing you all the time and everything. Tell your coach not to be shy and get up here, man.
Don't be shy, Coach. Come up here.
There you go. You boss him around. Now it's your turn. All right. Hey, Ryan, first of all, congratulations. You guys are having a really good season, and yourself included. And really appreciate you guys coming in. Now, Ryan, I was talking with Coach earlier, and that's Coach Michael E. Chavez here. And I was asking about the change. You guys are running the wing T offense, and that's got to be a real challenge for you.
Yeah, I think it definitely helped us out a lot. Before we were running the spread, more typical offense you see. But, the wing T, it just really simplified everything for us. We've had so much success from it, and I think it was definitely a change that was needed.
What's your biggest challenge as a quarterback running that offense? That takes time to get the timing down, all the schemes down, things you're going to do. That's got to be a real tough job.
Yeah, timing for the most part, and just trying to know everybody's job because you got to keep everyone in check as a quarterback.
I was looking at your stats, and it looks like you make the most of your opportunities when you throw the ball. 9 touchdowns for a guy that's only thrown the ball about 55 times this year. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's definitely an improvement from last year. I mean, the playbook's opened up this past offseason, but, I mean, yeah, we don't throw that much, but when I do, I try to capitalize on it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Let's talk to Coach here for a little bit. Coach, first of all, congratulations so far on a good season. I don't want to jinx it. Got a long way to go still. Got to keep your focus. But let's talk about your team right now. Tell us about them.
Yeah, we're a senior-heavy team for sure. We have 19 seniors in our program, and all of them play a critical role in our team. The great thing about our team, which I think a lot of people don't know, is that a lot of our kids are neighborhood kids. Troy does have a giant kind of draw. We're able to draw kids from all over different counties, but we do have a lot of kids from our small neighborhood, and they've grown up in our program. They've grown up around the city, and we've got a good team. We're excited about them.
Do they still use the term magnet school? Because that's what I heard, that Troy was a magnet school.
Yes,
that's correct. They still use that term?
Yes, that's correct. We are a magnet school for our tech program. We're one of the best in the nation. We're the 5th top public school in California. And we're just, academically elite school, but we're also proven that we can be good in athletics as well.
Well, and that's saying quite a bit for a public school. There was a time when, you and Sunny Hills were the 2 best schools in California and among the top 10 in the nation, but now they got all these private schools opening up, and they're all just strictly academics, no social life. Just get to work and get busy. But that's just something. Troy has always been one of those schools where you guys do get a lot of cerebral kids.
Yeah. Yep.
So I gotta imagine having kids as smart as you have, pretty much from top to bottom, that helps a lot in your program.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So how tough was it to change your offense this year and go with the T? I mean, because things have obviously clicked now because you guys are winning your games.
We actually changed it, not this season, but the previous season. So just after the shortened COVID season, we made some changes. We said, hey, we need to change somehow, some way to put ourselves in a better position to win football games. And so we made the change last summer, and we started the season off running this new offense, and we started to see some success, and it just kind of built on itself. And then we ended the season 7-3, made the playoffs, finished 3rd in league, and ended up losing eventually to Alta Loma, a good football team in the first round. However, we have a whole offseason with this offense. We have a returning coaching staff that understands it more, and players that understand it. And for us, when we made the switch, the first thing we did was reach out to all the old Wing T guys that ran it at Troy.
Nice.
And so we brought them in, and they sat down with us in a classroom over several days and weeks, and we just learned and learned and learned.
Dan Markham used to run that thing, man. He was the godfather of that. I told you at Bloomington.
Yep.
This guy was, scoring like 900 points a season. I mean, literally, and the yardage was just incredible, the way they stacked it up. But it's a good offense if you can master it and stick to it. But it does take a lot of discipline. And I would assume with a smart group, that discipline's not a problem.
Yes, absolutely. Our kids, we kind of pride ourselves in being disciplined, being very acute and accurate in what we do. And we take pride in sacrificing for each other and playing a really special physical style brand of football.
Let's talk about your quarterback right now, Ryan, sitting right next to you. What kind of player is he? And he had to sacrifice a lot. I'm a QB. Oh, yeah. I want to throw the ball, and I want to throw it 60 times a game.
Yep,
That's
absolutely.
Just me.
Absolutely. So Ryan's been in our program since he was a freshman, and he actually started some games for us as a sophomore, and he was thrown into the fire. He ended up starting his first game against a very, very good Sunny Hills football team, and we knew we had something special when he didn't shy away from the challenge, and he went out and he played as best as he possibly could, finished the game. And what shows even more is that he came back the next week and worked his tail off to get better. And so what we have in Ryan is a guy that never gives up, wants to get better, and is continually working on his craft and taking pride in it. And so he's done a marvelous job for us these 3 years. We're definitely going to miss him, but we're excited about what he's got this year.
Now watch this. Watch this. Hey, Ryan, talk about your coach, man. What kind of coach is he, man?
He's the greatest coach I've ever had. I mean, he's just that parent figure that everyone loves, and I mean, he's just always there for us.
That's good, man. So, Coach, he's still going to start. He has to. Trust me. Coach, what was the challenges during the COVID? I mean, obviously you couldn't get together and work out. What did you do to keep your kids focused?
These seniors especially, and some of the juniors will remember our COVID workouts. We would split up our coaching staff into sessions of 4, and we would have a workout at like 7 a.m., 10 a.m., 3 p.m. and like 5 p.m. And every kid was mandated to come to those workouts. And we would do a bunch of body weight stuff. It was more of an excuse to get the coaches in shape than the players. But they would try to have their screens off or maybe replay some workout that they did. But I think we maximized as much as we could during the pandemic and during COVID to really kind of form relationships with our kids and get to know them and stay connected, because we realized that it was a very pressing and hard time for kids during that season.
Coach, in order to have a winning team at any level, you got to bond, man. The kids have to really respect each other and actually care for each other and hang out, and it's not a problem after hours, and that's a big part of what I hear from championship teams. How about your team? You guys be able to bond? They've been bonding well. I should ask Ryan that. He's the one out there in the street hanging out. So how do you guys get along? Is it a good cohesive unit in that way?
Yeah, I mean, we've all grown up together. We went to the same elementary school, same junior high school. I mean, we're always hanging out outside of practice. I mean, lunch, break. I mean, we've just always together. We've really built up a close bond over the years.
Hey, who's number 42 on your team?
That's Jacob Longcrier, JL42.
All right.
I'd say he's our hype man.
Elwood Brown's over there. What kind of player is he before he tells us how great he is?
He's just a wild guy.
Is that it? All right, let's go over to Elwood Brown. He's standing by.
How you doing? This is Elwood. I'm out here with Jacob Longcrier. Fullerton, Troy, this area has been great for me. Most of these kids I coached basketball with. Jake was one of my kids. Absolutely, at that age, we thought he was a football kid. So my question to you is, what made you get into football?
I mean, just like any kid, like your parents put you in sports, and I wanted to play football. Since I was a little kid, my parents were always holding back. I was in basketball, and then finally when I was around 11 or 12 years old, my parents finally cave in. They're like, all right, we're going to put you in football. And then I'm like, there's no way, So I would say my parents got me into football at first, and then I just fell in love with the sport.
Okay, that's my next question. What do you love about this football game?
I mean, I just love the game in a whole, Like, there's no other sport like football, and I truly believe that, football brings people together like no other sport, like baseball, basketball. Like I played a lot of sports, and football, it really builds some brothership. I have some friends in here that I'd die for, and I love the sport because it's a sport where you can hit someone as hard as you can. The next play, you get up and do it again and again and again. I just love going out there with my brothers, going to war together. It's one of the greatest things that I've ever experienced, and hopefully I get to continue doing this in college.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, this season, what are your personal goals for yourself and also for your team this upcoming season?
Well, first I'll start off with the team. Obviously, the biggest goal I have for the team is I hope we can win league this year. We've always battled since freshman year, especially this class of 2023. We've lost to La Habra and Sunny pretty much every year, and I think this is our year to capitalize on that, and I think we can win city and we can win league. And then for my personal goals, I'm aiming to be first team all-league linebacker, and get those offers coming in for college. I'm trying to get that education paid for, and I just hope as a team we can dominate, as a defense dominate, as an offense dominate. We got some dogs on this team, and I think we could really dominate over La Habra in our first league game this next week.
Beautiful. One last question. If you have any advice for any upcoming freshmen that's interested in playing football, what would you tell them?
I would say just go all in since day one. Like my freshman year, I was in it, but it's like there was a part of me where I was at one fit in, one fit out type of relationship with the game. And I say fall in love with it right away, like if you can fall in love with it your freshman year, you can put in the work, eat right, get your diet right, lifting, understand the game. I feel like you can really be a beast out there in your upcoming season and like when you're an upperclassman as a senior, I just say fall in love with the sport early. And if you've played before, I say just keep balling out,
Beautiful. Hey, it's a pleasure coaching you as a kid playing basketball. It's a pleasure just watching you as growing up as a young man. And I wish the best for you in your upcoming season. Appreciate it. And good luck. Have fun. Yep. And back to you, Rich.
Thanks a lot, Elwood. One of Elwood Brown's proteges. Elwood's a basketball coach and does a lot of stuff, man. Great guy. All right, Coach, tell us about Jake. He looks like a free spirit, man.
Jacob Longcrier, he keeps me busy. Let's just say that. I'm constantly keeping both eyes on him. but honestly love that kid to death. He's been in our program again for 4 years, and his maturation from his freshman year to his senior year has been amazing. And so, in our program, we don't promise that our kids are going to come in great, but we know that we're going to make them better when they leave it. And Jacob is absolutely an example of a good kid that enters is going to be a great man when he leaves our program.
I like the way you and your quarterback here, Ryan, described him. Great, crazy guy. This guy keeps me busy, man. Keeps me on my toes.
Yep.
I like that, man. So, Ryan, what do you like to do in your downtime?
In my downtime, I guess I just like to lift. Like hang out with my friends, and I play baseball as well. I'm a multi-sport athlete.
Good.
I also keep my grades up. I do a lot of studying. Yeah.
Good. Well, you have to do that. You want to get to the next level. This high school's great and all, but you do have to start doing some work every now and then, right? To get out of here. What are your goals in life? You go to a school like Troy, and they're big on academics, and I'm sure they make you think about which way you want to go. What do you want to do?
Well, certainly I want to go to a 4-year college or university. I thought about for a while playing maybe football in college, but I don't know how that would work out. Maybe baseball as well, but I'm mostly focused on academics right now.
That's good. Well, you're not supposed to really know exactly what you want. That's why you go to college and figure it out. You're going to go in there and I'm going to be a doctor, and you come out, nah, I'm going to be a teacher. It's easier. Whatever it is. All right, who we got standing by next over there? Who's that? Number 30? We ready? No, Bob? Look at him just cut. Man, you guys got nothing to do, and you leave us hanging. All right, let's talk about Fisher Huss now. That's your back, right? That's your go-to guy right now. Talk about him.
Yeah, he's a dog. Definitely freshman year to sophomore year, we all noticed he just worked his butt off every single day, and he got so much bigger. And he just continues to get better every year. Last year, junior year, coming in as a junior, he never played running back, and he got first team all-league his first running back season.
Is he a bull, or is he fast, or is he a combo of both, or
he's a
what is he?
combo of both, but I'd say he's more of a bull. He's more run you over type of guy.
On that wing T offense, but he's gaining 9 yards a carry. Think about that,
Yeah, number 2 in OC right now.
On 4th and 1, give him the ball. It's no brainer, right? I can't do math that well, but I'm sure that's a good ratio right there. All right, who do we got over there? We got number 17. Who's that?
That's our middle linebacker, Daniel Evers.
And tell us about Daniel. Hang on. Tell us about Daniel. Sounds like a popular kid.
He's definitely the MVP of our defense last year, this year. Yeah, since freshman year, he's just been our guy.
Is he another wild man, too?
Yeah.
All right, just want to make sure. You ain't got the wild bunch over here. All right, who we got over there? All right, Dan DeForest, take it away.
Hey, I'm here with Daniel Evers, linebacker. Hey, you guys are off to a 4-1 start. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Our defense been flying around doing our job, and we're helped by so many of our great coaches, and they help us do our jobs, and it really flows together as a team and helps us stop offenses.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about the change from this year to from last year.
I think we're definitely less vanilla in coverage. We're mixing in more coverages, and that's helping our guys disguise coverage to other offenses and making it hard necessarily for them to have productive days against our defense. I think we stop a lot of big plays and make teams sort of have long drives against us, which is hard to do in high school.
So you're tightening up the defense, only allowing 14 points a game. What do you attribute that to?
Again, just our great coaches and setting out a game plan. Most high school teams don't really get a scouting report each week. Our coaches go over the team we're playing that next week on Sunday. They put in the time for us to give us reports and help us just study the other team and really be prepared when we're going into Friday nights.
Great. So, and you are a really good student. What kind of grade point average do you have?
I have a 4.5 right now, and then a 4.0.
Right there.
And then a 4.0 along my first 3 years of Troy.
That's incredible. Hey, so you hurt your arm there. Are you going to be able to play next week?
Definitely, yes.
So you're going to just tape it up and go?
Yeah, I'm getting it casted, and I'm going to foam wrap it, but I'll be playing. I'll be out there.
All right. Daniel Everest, some big stops in a week, so let's go. Back to you, Rich. Let's go.
All right. Hey, Coach, did I hear right? 4.1?
Who's that? Daniel?
Yeah.
Yeah, cumulative, I think, but this year right now he has a 4.5.
And he's a linebacker?
Come on.
Oh,
that's how we build him.
What's going on? He's so smart. He'll figure out a way to get to the next level. Trust me about that. No doubt about it. Coach, tell us about Daniel. What kind of player is he, though?
Oh man, he's our emotional leader for sure on our defense, and just our leader in general, the defensive side. I had an opportunity to select 2 players to go to a Chargers symposium on leadership this offseason, and I chose Ryan for our offense, and I chose Daniel for our defense, because we know that those 2 guys are going to lead the ball, lead that side of the ball respectively on each side. And Daniel is a very cerebral, very driven, hard-hitting, tough linebacker, and he's done that for us for 3 years now. He started as a sophomore.
Wow, that's crazy, man. Sounds like you got a lot of good kids over there right now. And Ryan, we didn't even ask you about your grades, but you said you studied. I can't imagine you're not embarrassed to say what you got. What is your GPA right now?
Yeah, overall I have a 4.1. Last year I had a 4.5.
That's nice, man. What's it take to do that? How do you play football and still get a 4+? I mean, seriously, because you figure you don't have what the average student that does not play sports has. You have to go to practice after a school, and that's like another job. Let's face it, you're putting 4 out. At least we didn't get off practice till like 6 o'clock when we'd start at 1:45. I know it's changed, and there's so many hours you can work out now, but it's still got to be challenging.
I mean, yeah, it can be challenging at times. We still get out at like 6 o'clock at night, but I mean, here at Troy, we're student athletes, but we're students first.
Yes.
I mean, and so that's the priority for most of these guys, and I feel like it really shows out when you look at all of our GPAs.
Your parents push you a lot in the classroom? Like,
Yeah.
You better get a 4.1 or you can't play this week, you know?
They definitely always have done that. I can say the same about a lot of these guys here.
I'm just kidding about that. All right, so now we have, I believe that's Fisher Huss over there. Coach, I'm going to let you talk about him first. No, you know what? Let's not break it. Ryan, tell us about Fisher.
Well, I think I already talked about Fisher, but also over there we have number 30, Jacob McCormick,
okay.
outside linebacker. We call him the Beard. He's another rock on our defense, just a really solid guy, one of my best friends.
All right, Bob Gibson, just take it away, man.
You got it. We're here. We got defense. We got offense. We got 2 great players right here. Jacob McCormick, Fisher Huss. Jacob, we'll start with the defensive side, right? How much do you guys feed off what the offense does? Because when they're getting rolling, right, they're getting going, everything. How much does the defense want to feed off that energy?
A lot, man. When we see our offense going out there scoring in 2 plays, sometimes we get mad because we get no break, but it hypes us up and it gives us a lot of success on the defensive side.
I'm going to ask you the same question, Fisher. When the defense is doing their thing, how much are you guys feeding off that energy?
I mean, it just feels great when you see like someone punch out the ball and get a fumble recovery. I mean, we get to go out on the field, and even every day at practice, you know, I'm saying iron sharpens iron, and that's what we do. We go against some of the best players on our league, really, and it makes us better every day.
It's true though, right? Because the offense can score quickly, right? I mean, so you guys have to be ready, right? You may come off the field after a long stand, you have to go right back on. So what kind of conditioning have you guys been doing to get into that position where you can go right back out?
Every day we do pursuit. Shout out to Coach Tom. Pursuit every day. Every Tuesday we do the conditioning tests and gassers when we do something bad. So there's a lot of conditioning, but it helps.
And offensively, of course, how much fun is it to run the football when everything's going right, when your offensive line is moving? How much fun is that?
Oh, man. I mean, when everything starts clicking, it's just like boom, boom, boom. We're quick. We're fast. I mean, it's so much fun just getting the ball. Even when I'm not getting the ball, like Kieran Klingsberg getting the ball, Declan Healy, any of those guys, you know it's going to be a big play and it's going to be great.
What is this? What's the best thing about this guy?
I mean, he's one of my best friends since, I don't even know, kindergarten, 1st grade. So just hanging out with him all the time, getting to know him, getting to play against him when we go first team, you know, it's really great, having fun at practice.
And what's the best part about this guy's game?
Being able to compete against him. I mean, he's the best running back I've ever seen. He runs hard. It's hard to tackle him, but it's fun. You know, we've been competing against each other for a long time, so we've really made each other better.
Guys, this is a family here with Detroit, right? Talking to one of the dads before, he was telling me all these kids have grown up together, right? They're like a family. They've known each other for so long. So that makes it even more fun when you get a group like that together. All right, back over to you, Rich.
Thanks a lot, Bob. Coach, talk about Jacob. I didn't see him there. All I saw was Huss there. But talk about Jacob for us real quick. Your opinion.
Yeah, Jacob is a classic example, and I think I've already mentioned it, but our theme for this year was built, not born. And Jacob, as a freshman, came in. I think he played sparingly on the freshman football team. I'm not sure if he was a starter. Ryan, do you remember?
No, not really.
Yeah, so a guy that didn't start his freshman year and then came out his sophomore year, impressed the coaching staff, and we saw him, we're like, oh, man, we can make something out of this kid. And then we see him junior year. We moved him from safety down to outside backer, and Coach Tom, our defensive coordinator, fell in love with his length and his tenacity and his instincts. And he had a great junior campaign. But this year, I think he's leading the team in tackles right now from outside backer and just has taken a tremendous step forward as a football player, as a leader. And on top of that all, he's an amazing young man.
That's really good, man. And talk about Huss again. I mean, I know Ryan did, but what about Huss?
Yeah, Huss is very, very similar to Jacob. He didn't really play as much as I think he wanted to as a freshman, and I think played some backup corner and some backup running back maybe. And then he came on sophomore year. We tried him at some receiver. And then one of our running back coaches, our running back coach, Coach Watts, said, man, we got to move this guy to running back. I think he's a running back, not a receiver. And we did that his sophomore year, and we saw a little glimpse of what he could do. And then junior year, we sat down and said, hey, our fullback needs to be a stud. Who's it going to be? And I remember Fisher sent me a message and said, Coach, what do I need to do to secure this position? Next day, he came out, and he just absolutely met every single expectation we had and then exceeded it. And Fisher has continued to surprise not only myself, but I think our entire program and the wider audience just by his play and his tenacity.
Every team has that catalyst, whether it's on offense or defense. They have that player that can really just flip the switch and turn everybody on. Sounds like you got quite a few of these guys on your team. They don't need that motivation. They're all motivated already.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have another player, Kieran Klingsberg. Where's Kieran at? Raise your hand, Kieran. Kieran, where you at? Kieran's here. Over here, yeah. Kieran's here. He's also one of our electric players. He earned co-league MVP honors last year as an offensive player. And, man, he's electric. He's another one of our players that can kind of turn it on and really change the dynamics of a game. So excited to have him and Fisher back there.
Who's on deck over there with Dan? You guys recognize that guy?
That's Coach Mason.
Escorted out? Should we call security?
That's Coach Mason, our head basketball coach. We played one-on-one basketball together. I will not tell you who wins on a regular basis.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's throw it to Dan DeForest. Dan.
I'll ask him who wins.
Most of his guys are here, so I'll say he won one at some point. I'll let him believe that.
All right, Coach. Hey, you've been at Troy for 17 years and been to the playoffs 15 years. What do you attribute that to?
The key is consistency. Obviously, Coach Chavez has spoken to that a lot. And at Troy, we are proud of all the academic reputation that we've achieved. Some people look at that as a negative, but Coach Chavez, he's the new kid on the block in our coaching staff. But we realize is the kids that work hard in the classroom are the kids that work hard on the court or the field. And we want those hard workers across the board.
So it translates well. So what's the average grade point average on your team?
When we're handing out the scholar athletes, it's a rarity when there's a kid of my 15 or so that doesn't get one. It's if I had to ballpark it, 4.3, 4.4. It's a source of pride for those guys. And again, we've learned to work with that and create that as a positive. If I have an evening practice at 7:00, my guys are hanging out in the library until then, and they creates a study group, and it just kind of builds and feeds on itself.
Hey, how's the team looking this year?
Really good. I'm really excited. We came off one of our roughest years last year. Obviously, every program struggled coming out of COVID. We only had 3 seniors. We had a lot of youth coming up. We were starting a freshman by the time we got to league. And it was an up and down year as we grew. But I'm really excited because we got a lot of returning experience this year. We've got one of our captains, Ryan Khan, is out there somewhere, who is a returning 2-time All-League player as a leader. We've got a stud, double-dipping athlete out there, Vander Plug, who's a football player / basketball player who is a stud freshman and is now, I think, 6'6" officially and growing still. So we've got size, we've got depth, we've got youth, and they just work hard across the board. So I'm really excited. We're going to be a fun team to watch.
So you guys share athletes?
Yes, that's something that we pride ourselves on. And Coach Chavez was a great hire, and we have so many great coaches, head coaches of our programs who are teachers on campus. And that has built, like our program, I know he said, is it built not born, Coach? Is their kind of motto for the year. Ours is one team, one family. That's kind of a key word in our program. But that's really, as a school, athletically, what we've tried to build. It's really been great with Coach Chavez because we're even in the offseason scheduling our lifting schedules. If he's got some football guys, I've got some basketball guys that we share, how do we coordinate that? It's a team effort across the board at our school, and it's really fun to be seeing that growing every year.
That's really amazing with the grade point average and playing together. That's awesome. So how's the league look this year?
Well, Sonora's got a lot of returners and transfers from what I've seen, so I know they're going to be really talented. I know that we're going to be in the mix. Like you said, the 15 playoffs in 17 years, I expect that to go to 16 and 18. So I like our chances. But I would say, and I've talked to Coach Chavez about football, how it's going, it's a very balanced league, which is what we want. We really like when the team across the board, all 6 teams are competitive. So I think, Sonora is very strong. I like how we can compete with them with our size. But there's also not going to be a gimme game where it's just, we expect to win by 40. So I think we have the talent to make playoffs, and we'll be tested enough to win in playoffs.
Well, it looks like some of these football players come in shape.
Yeah. Well, they come bigger. We got to slim them down a little bit and actually get them to run a couple trips up and down the floor. But like I said, it's a consistent team-wide, school-wide effort that these guys are going to work hard, and they'll do the work they need to win.
Well, thank you, Coach. Coach Aaron Mason, back to you, Rich.
Thank you, Dan. Good interview. Coach, it's good that, we're able to share the venue here tonight with some of the other sports here tonight. And and it's good to see that the football coach and the basketball coaches all get along, the wrestling coaches. I know in some schools, man, it's competition for athletes, and they don't want anybody getting hurt playing football.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. That's not Troy High School. In fact, the head soccer coach, myself, and Aaron Mason, the basketball coach, just went out for tacos on Tuesday together. And we love collaborating with each other. We love learning from each other. And moreover, we love sharing our athletes. Fisher Huss, Cade Thomas, Kieran Kleensberg, and Aiden Corrales, 4 of our players, are also soccer players. And so we share athletes at Troy.
Yep, the recruiters always ask, what other sports do they play? Ryan, let me ask you real quick. You play baseball? I hear you're pretty good, right?
Yeah, I do play baseball. I earned first team all-league this past season. I know I'm a multi-sport guy like a lot of these guys. And I know Daniel Everest, Declan Healy, Jacob McCormick, they all play baseball with me. And it's just another way we all bond as a team.
So what do you like better, football or baseball?
Don't answer it.
I don't know if I can answer that here.
I was going to ask you first. Is your baseball coach in the crowd? You could say football.
He's not here.
All right. We have serious business coming up. It's the wing eating contest, all right? So you guys I want you guys to think about your answer. I know we're setting up, but I'm still going to get them out of these guys. So we got JT Torres. He's one of the contestants. We have Carson Quiroz and Gilbert Gutierrez. Ryan, who do you think has the...
Wait, we did have a substitute.
Oh, we might have a substitute. All right.
It looks like we substituted Stephen Logwood for JT Torres.
Okay. All right. So out of the 3, who do you think is going to win this thing? Who do you guys think, Ryan? Come on. You know these guys
I think
better than anybody.
I got Gilbert. I think he's a little guy over there, but he's got that dog in him. Yeah. I got him. I got him to win.
I was going to say the same thing. I think it's going to be Gilbert.
It's not the size of the dog, it's the size of the bite of the dog, right?
Yeah.
And, looks like you got another situation where the big guy might eat the little guy. We said that last week with Calvary Chapel. They had one big dude and looked like an 8th grader sitting there, and I thought for sure he was going to get eaten. All right, they all got their helmets on now, strapping them on. We may as well cut over there and show them the chaos, Larry. Just let them have a good look, see how they're getting this thing set up. All right, here we go. Look at those hats, huh?
How you doing? This is Elwood. We're back at it. This is my favorite part of the show. It's the chicken wing eating contest. We have Ryan here from Rockin' Brews. First, let's give it up to Rockin' Brews. Give it up, everybody. We have Ryan here. Explain the rules, the regulations of this game, Ryan, and also what type of wings we have.
All right, thank you. Well, gentlemen, this is the hot wing challenge. We got a rockin' hot wings. You got 30 seconds. 30 seconds to get those down to the bone. Get them as clean as possible. You are judged of how much is left over, all right? The less amount of meat, the one that wins, all right? Good luck, gentlemen.
Now, understanding, we have a timer of 30 seconds, okay? When I say go, we're going to make it work. Ready? Hold on. I'm sorry. My ladies, when I step up, y'all need to step up with me. These are my judges here. Let me introduce yourself here. Shay.
I'm Maya. I'm Lainey.
And Lainey, okay. Shay, Maya, and Lainey. Now, I heard Rich earlier name some names off. Let me correct this right now. What is your name, son?
Steven.
Gilbert.
Carson.
Carson, you got it. Now, when I say go, we're on. Ready? Go. Hey, man, it's about that chicken. It's a get to the crystal. Oh, yeah. Come on, baby. You got to get it all. You got to get it all. Yes, sir. Get it all. Get it all. Oh, yeah. Keep working. Time. Give me something. What time? What we looking at? What we looking at? Time, John.
Next, go.
So keep going. How much time, John? 15. There we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Okay, ladies. Now, understanding. Don't relax. Step on up. Y'all gotta look at this chicken. There you go. Take the mic, please. If you need to win it. Come on. Come on. Hurry up. Keep it moving.
Bro, you broke the bone.
I don't know, that one's pretty good. Oh, yeah.
We have a decision. The winner, big number 71, Carson! Yes. Ladies, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, here we go. You're the champ. You're my champ. Yes. Hey, tell me something. What do you have to say?
I want to thank all my fans here for coming out and supporting me. I want to thank my competition, Gilbert and Steven. And yeah, that's about it.
Beautiful. Back to you, Rich.
Thanks a lot, Elwood. Congratulations. Who was that, Carson? That won?
That was Carson.
You guys didn't think he was going to win, though. Listen, due to legal reasons, we cannot just throw him a big plate of wings out there and let him eat them all, just in case somebody gets a little overzealous and might choke. So we don't do that. They got to clean those bones clean. The cleanest bone went in. There's no doubt about it. Your boy, T-Rose, cleaned those things up, man. All right. So now that we're done with that, I love those hats, by the way, guys. Ryan, I wish you nothing but success the rest of the way, man. You seem like a very nice kid. You got your head on straight. You're going to go places, I have no doubt.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. And, Coach, I know you got your league opener. I don't even want to talk about anybody else. I'm not giving anybody any fodder, no bulletin board stuff. But continued success to what you're doing. And this is your parting shot before we move you guys aside, bring Bob back in, and bring the show down.
Yeah, first off, a huge shout out to my wife who's at home right now with our 4 kids, holding down the fort. Really appreciate the love and support she gives me to do this. Second, I want to thank obviously my coaching staff and Coach Mason for coming out, really helping us build Troy into something special. Third, I want to thank our athletic director, Chris Bloom, who is a dear friend of mine and a guy that's been a pillar for me in the process of building the program. And lastly, our school administration, our principal, Will Minster, and his staff. Our assistant principals have been amazing in supporting me to build something special here and something that really reflects the core of what Troy is. And so thankful for their support and their support through the way.
You know, Coach, one thing I just thought about when you're talking right now is the fact that you got so many smart kids on your team. You got to have, like, another coach or two just to keep track of all the shenanigans. These guys will pull elaborate pranks to get out of probably practice and just do wild stuff just to goof on everybody, right? Am I kidding?
No, you're right. We don't get the normal excuses. We get some pretty elaborate ones, so we got to deal with them.
Got a nice-looking, good, big group tonight. All right, let's take a quick break. I'd like to thank you guys, first of all, for coming on with us. We're going to take a quick break with John Conti, and we'll follow your progress, man. Next year, you guys got a game with us.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys. Good job. Thanks, Coach. John Conti, take it away.
All right, we cannot have these events without our wonderful sponsors, so we always have to take a moment to thank our sponsors. First of all, Rock and Brews. Can't do this without Rock and Brews. Ryan, the people at Rock and Brews in Tustin, thank you so much. Rock and roll atmosphere and a good vibe. And we have Ream. We have Joe Shippey in the house. Ream, they are the new degree of comfort. Check them out if you need a water heater. And DeForest Real Estate. We all know the great Dan DeForest. If he can drive there, he'll sell there. DeForest Real Estate, one of our sponsors. And Modern Woodman, securing the financial futures of its members since 1883. Thank you to Elizabeth Beltran, who's also in the house, and our people of Modern Woodmen. Dustin, Stevie, and my friends at Lighthouse Escrow. Come to Lighthouse Escrow for your white glove service. Thank you to Lighthouse for sponsoring the show. Also, our new sponsor, we had Kevin Dorn in the house tonight with Next Gen. When you need AC, heating, plumbing, any service at your house, call your handy neighbor Next Gen. 8333 Next Gen. And we can't forget Level Up Fitness down in Costa Mesa. Go see our good friend Max Quintana. Get yourself in shape at Level Up Fitness. And of course, Suzuki. Anyone cool is on a Suzuki. Suzuki, engineered for the unexpected. And Life Design Financials, the solution you desire. Live the retirement you deserve. Thank you to Scott Warner at Life Financial Design. And thank you to all of our sponsors, everyone that's behind Prep Sports Media. All right, Rich and Bob, we've just thanked our sponsors. Back to you guys.
Love them. Thank you.
Yes, thanks
Thank
a lot.
Sponsors.
Thank you, everybody. All right, Bob, last Thursday I went to Calvary Chapel's game against Costa Mesa High School, man. And I'm going to tell you something. On a dry field, Calvary Chapel's about as dangerous as anybody out there right now. I kid you not. It was a beautiful game. It went down to the wire, Bob. It was final score, I believe, was, 38-37.
Right.
It was something crazy like that. Calvary Chapel wins on a 2-point conversion with like literally 12 seconds left in the ball game. Quite a game. After the game, I caught up with Matthew Peters, the quarterback for Calvary Chapel, when he talked about the win.
Talk about the game?
Yeah, man. What a game tonight, man.
Yeah.
You know, that rally was something else.
I think that's probably the craziest game thing that's ever happened in my entire life. It was back and forth the entire time. I had to give it 110%.
Absolutely.
Last drive, they got the ball, they scored a touchdown, but.
And the thing is, we looked at the tape, and the putt was mud. I mean, he didn't even touch it.
No, yeah. He
never touched it, and they gave him the ball on the 20.
Yeah, and that killed our team, but somehow we found a way to get the ball back and score with a minute 30. I'm so grateful for our team. We played a hell of a game.
Talk about going for two at the end. I guess there was no question you were going to do that, right?
Yeah, Coach Jack, head coach, he believed in me. We rolled out, and we got it. We won that game.
Bob, I got to tell you, man, Peters was amazing on a dry field. I mean, it was night and day. The game we saw at Beckman when they lost 20-0, totally different. And, that punt, I'm going to tell you, I got the foot. I was standing right there, never touched the ball. The referees argued, said, no, he touched it. But a lot of emotion on that field, and it was a great victory.
Well, we talked about it during the game so much during that game against Beckman, right? If they can we'd love to see what they can do on a dry field. We finally get a chance to see that offense on a dry field. How much fun is that to see that? Because there was really no chance with the rain that night, the way the ball was slipping all over the place. They didn't have a chance to show what they could do. Dry field, they got to show what they can do. I think they're the favorites in that league, although don't forget Orange is in that league.
Yeah.
We know how good Orange is. Well, I can't wait for that matchup, right? Calvary Chapel Orange. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Matthew Peters, 4 touchdowns, and, of course, he got the 2-point conversion at the end. There was no doubt they were going to go for it, but, Bob, I already told you what happened at this game, and I'm just going to leave it there. I'm just going to leave it there, man. Help! All right, also we talked with Jack McAnally, the head coach from Calvary, and here's what he had to say after the game.
All right, Coach, tough game tonight, man. Seesaw battle. You played against 11+, it seemed like. But, hey, you know what? Your kids played good. Quite a contrast when you have a dry field.
Yeah, no, for sure. Costa Mesa, shout out to them. Their coaches really had them ready. I'm so proud of our guys, and just Matt Peters. 4 touchdowns. I just can't speak highly enough of our O-line. Coach Sam and Coach Manny really got them ready. And, I'm just so proud of the way, this is exactly what we've been building for, like when we were playing tough against Bellflower, we're playing tough against Beckman, this is exactly what we're playing for. That fourth quarter we were tested, we were down 7 points, and, oh, man.
Quite a bounce back from last week, too.
Having Matt Peters on the goal line is almost unstoppable. I'm just so proud of our guys. But thank you guys so much. I'm going to go celebrate with my team now.
All right, Coach. Good luck. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Nice job.
Coach McAnally is so emotional after that game. Bob, that game was ebbing and flowing back and forth. It was ridiculous. It really was. And just when you thought there was no hope, Peters shows up.
Right,
throwing the ball
right?
everywhere, running everywhere.
We knew it. That kid's special, right? That kid's a really special.
He's nuts. He's certifiable the way he plays football, man.
Can I just say on a personal note real quick? You know, Costa Mesa, it's good to see them be competitive again. I covered that area for so many years. They went through an 0-10 season not too long ago. Coach was dismissed. The new coach came in. He went through some personal tragedies with his family. We hope he's, pulling through okay out there. So they've had a lot of stuff go on with that Costa Mesa program. It's good to see them be competitive again. So just kind of a personal note there. They played really well in that game as well.
Well, Costa Mesa had a 6'11" quarterback, number 11. He was so tall. I don't know if he was 6'11",
you don't see
but
that very often,
he looked
do you?
6'11", man. But a very competitive ball game. I was pleasantly surprised, and the way, Calvary Chapel just had no quit in it. They just weren't going to quit.
No, and we knew that, right? Even during that game in the rain, right? You could tell they weren't giving up. They weren't getting frustrated. It was a frustrating night, but they weren't getting that way, right? They were still giving everything despite the conditions. So it's good, right? This confirmed what we thought about them, right? This is a really good football team who's got a lot of talent. They got a chance to show it.
Absolutely. So we'll see what happens this week. A lot of games to look at, Bob. We'll be out there. Some more highlights.
League play is starting, man. That's what's so exciting. League play is now getting underway this week, so it's really going to get a lot of fun now. You want to win your league. We heard the kids talk about it all throughout, right? They want to win the league. They want to do that. Every kid wants to win their league.
So, Bob, I've been getting emails this week. People want to know who is the best public school team.
Yeah.
Who is the best schools not named Modern Day and Bosco. And, of course, they throw Colonel Centennial in there, because they're almost like a parochial school the way they play football,
right?
man. The way they play football.
Certainly right there with the parochials.
Yeah. So they want to know. We'll work on it. We'll figure it out. I'm not going to sit here and just throw names out there, but Edison and San Clemente was a pretty good fight. Mission Viejo, though.
Mission Viejo's still very good.
One little slip up.
Boy, right. It's Centennial, of course, number one. But I tell you, I really like the way this Edison team looks this year, man. They really look good, and I wouldn't bet against them when it's all said and done, coming out with a CIF championship on some level there, maybe D2, because they look really good.
All right, we're getting ready for the, I don't know if it's a dance team tonight, John, or is the cheerleaders going to take us out? All right, they're getting ready to take us out. Before we do that, I'd like to thank Troy High School, the administration over at Troy, head coach E. Chavez coming out tonight, bringing his basketball coach with him and the players. Man, just a great group of people. I feel sorry for that guy, Bob. Those kids got outsmart him.
We know Troy, man. That's one of the top academic schools anywhere, right? Yeah. That's their reputation, but they got great athletes, too. That's what makes it fun.
They're like an MIT when they take over the scoreboard electronically. You got kids in the stands, putting their message up and changing the score. All right. Well, I'd like to say on behalf of Bob Gibson, John Conti, Dan DeForest, and Elwood Brown, I'm Rich Estrella, saying so long, people, friends here at the from Prep Sports Night Live. Let's go up to the front of the restaurant and let's see what's happening.
Right.
Hi, welcome back. This is Elwood. We're outside of Rockin' Brews for the final. We have the Troy Warriors, the cheerleaders. Let's get it in, ladies. Get it in.
Warrior sensation that'll make you wanna slide and move from side to side. What? All around the nation there's a warrior sensation that'll make you wanna slide and move from side to side. What? Let's go Troy High. T to the R to the O to the Y. Let's go Troy High. T to the R to the O to the Y. Let's go Troy High.
We coming back in? All right, just when we thought we were done. Bob, we've already taken our jackets off. You took your shoes off, brought your slippers out here in your pajamas. What are you doing? What are you doing, Bob? All right. Listen, let's talk about the elephant in the room real quick. Modern Day Bosco coming up.
Yep.
Whoever wins the regular season is going to lose the CIF championship, all right? That's all I'm saying.
It seems to be the way it goes.
It's been going like that for a long time. I'm really looking forward to that game because, let's face it, that's the game.
Right.
By the way, we should have thrown Los Alamitos in that argument about the best public high school.
You're right, because
Los Al, Mission Viejo, Edison, San Clemente, the four.
You're absolutely right.
And hey, man, maybe Orange, who knows, man? Anybody. Anybody can make it.
Right? I was going to say, there's another great school,
that's
right?
It. All right, say goodnight from Rockin' Brews and Tustin. Good night, everybody.
See you next week.
Drive safe.